Hey guys, I'm Zach. We're here at my buddy Josh's garage. He's working on his Firebird today. Let's go see if we can find him. Yo, yo!
Yo, what's up?
What up, man? What up, Jason? I dig the look, man.
What's up, guys? I'm Josh Yancey, and this is my 97 Firebird. Let me get some history on it. I got this car when I was 17, and it had a LT1 in it with automatic, and I was putting headers on it one day, got it running, everything, driving, put headers on it, got mad at it, sold the car. Then 6 months later, I bought the car back. On the way home, me driving it back, I blew it up. So after that, took the LT1 out, bought an LS for it, started the LS swap. After that, I started putting the swap together with the LS1 5.7. After that, I pulled the automatic out of it, TPD6 swapped it, and drove that around for probably 3 weeks, and it wasn't enough for me, so decided to take the LS1 out. Now it currently has a LQ9 6.0 in it with a BTR Stage 3 cam, LS1 intake, quarter and polished 241 heads and bolt-ons, and the car made 405, 378 horsepower and torque. But you can see I have the 18, 19 C6 ZR1 wheels on it. And I also plan on doing the 5th gen Camaro brakes up front. So, but now I'm about to take the intake off, and I'm going to pull the intake off, pull the heads off, and my plan is going to be LSA supercharger with LS3 heads, and gotta do LS3 accessories, the whole 9 yards, but I want to make more power. The LQ9 didn't just do it for me, so I'm gonna pull this intake off and then show you guys from there.
So, what else has been done to this motor again?
It is a BTR Stage 3 cam, poured and polished heads, rebuilt the motor. Long tube headers are just eBay headers, but they work fine. They did great. The car sounds ridiculous. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty much just a truck motor.
Do you have cats on it?
No cats.
No cats? What kind of catback?
Borla catback, which is ridiculously loud. So
It is loud, I've heard it. It's very obnoxious.
very. That exhaust is gonna stay, but I'm gonna go 1 3/4 headers. Oh, and it has Ford 42-pound injectors in it, Walbro 450 pump, Hurst shifter, stock 202 Camaro ECU, and the harness was repinned for just a swap for this car. So all my gauges work, everything works the whole 9 yards, just as it was factory, like this motor came in here.
A lot of work, a lot of time. We spent many hours underneath this car, man.
The car almost killed me several times, and myself.
Yeah, the car almost killed me, what, twice? It wasn't even running?
Yeah.
Where the transmission came out on top of me?
Yeah, that was it.
The previous owner only had 3 bolts in the bell housing. That was some sketchy stuff.
Yeah, so we started grabbing the bottom bolts and then realized the top ones weren't in there, so
Yeah, that was a nice surprise.
Zach got a good wake-up call from that one. Right now I'm unplugging my injectors, the harness, because I gotta get the intake off, so. And these things are kind of a pain to get off. Does he have these clips on them? There it goes. But this is just a stock LS1 intake. That's the reason why I only made a hair above 400, because I didn't have the intake for it. But what's going to be replacing this is a supercharger, so I'll definitely have the intake for that.
One gripe about these cars, man, the engine is so far back underneath of the dash.
Yeah, well, for the supercharger, it's got to be cut right here, so the windshield wiper is going to be deleted, and
Part of that cow is gonna go bye-bye.
yeah, the cow's going to go bye-bye.
Just a big old chunk.
It is a chunk.
That whole passenger side wiper's gotta go.
I'm going to probably need the driver's side off too.
Just make a match, put a cap on it or something.
Just leave them. But yeah, I just leave them just like that.
So what are you doing right now?
I am loosening the bolts for the intake, and after I get these bolts off, the intake is free to come out. Besides me taking my fuel line off the rail. Oh wow, I had that on this side. But after I do this, the intake's coming off, and you can see the ported and polished heads.
Oh, I haven't even seen those.
I drove this car the whole summer, so you know, telling how they look now, because this was a used intake and I just sent it. So layered the entire set with my idol. So
He's an inspiration to all of us.
oh yeah.
So what'd you do to this car earlier today before I got here? Because obviously there's some things missing because
Really?
you're sitting in the engine bay.
This is how it always is. Who needs a radiator?
Yeah,
Just-
who needs a cooling system? This is an air-cooled LS.
Yeah, that's just
Or LQ, excuse me.
weight reduction, fake LS gang. You know what I'm saying?
Fake LS.
Then I had
Iron
all my
block.
front accessories on here, and I was just trying to get stuff done today, so I just took them off, which I have all aftermarket brackets, so that just makes it so much easier to get off. So it probably took me like 30 minutes to get everything off. Just made a huge mess, and the reason why I'm sitting in the engine bay is because obviously the car has the motor so far back that it makes it kind of a pain in the butt to
Yeah,
do-
unless you're like 7 foot tall, it's kind of irritating to lean over the giant nose of these cars. But it makes a great seat, so.
yeah. Old Project Deadbird, so
Some sketchy stuff going on in the corner.
it's just
Yeah,
people.
people are walking on the floorboards.
Ah,
It's just people upstairs.
I thought I was gonna get attacked.
Edit that out.
Oh my god.
Was that genuine or did you do that on purpose?
Did that on purpose.
His Tourette's kicked in. I was very proud, man. You hadn't cussed the entire video. You made it a whopping 8 minutes.
I know. I had to put up. That's been good.
There's another one.
Alright.
He said it again.
Hey, chill, dog. What'd you put in my pants? Jason touching my butthole. I don't like it.
Josh is digging in his butt. So we're still working on this fuel rail here.
So how I have this set up, I have it set up to where it's an A in line, so I can just easily just take my line off and have my fuel rail off.
Much easier than a regular fuel line. You gotta have a special like slip
I have
tool.
that. Yeah, I'll show it to you in a second. But that's
Yeah, those things can be aggravating.
Oh yes,
I love A-in fittings. They're so simple.
yes. A in fitting the world. That's what just make America A in fitting again.
Well,
Now
that smells lovely. Smell of fresh gasoline.
Oh, I forgot a bolt back here. Thank God it's already loose. See,
Alright.
when you drive a vehicle every day, just everything gets disgusting and filthy, and you get all dirty, and it's just
Yeah, it gets all grimy and dusty. It's kind of unavoidable.
it's just not fun.
All right, that's the last bolt of the manifold, right?
Ha! I thought.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, got to just. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the car before I do this, and I'm gonna get crap all over me.
Great dismount. Stuck the landing.
Thanks.
I'll give it a solid 4.
That's right. My brake booster.
It's just catching on that hose.
Duh.
This thing does not want to come off.
No, it doesn't, because it didn't want to
I
go
think
on.
you just lift it up over that. You can get it. Or not. Just rip the whole thing off. That works. Oh, yeah. Good old map sensor.
Yep. And we are out.
All right. Just throw that in the trash.
Well, now you can see.
Oh, there's a train going by. All right.
The ported, which obviously I had a leak from my intake gaskets.
Slightly.
Which doesn't look very good, but screw it. But these heads are not staying on here. These heads are going to be cleaned up, sold, and the LS3 heads are going to go back on this car. The reason why I'm doing the LS3 heads is because I don't want to space my camera down because this car is lower 2 inches and I scrape everything already. So
it is pretty bad.
What I want to do is just get the LS3 heads. That way the only thing I have to do is cut the cowl.
We'll just smack a sawzall on it.
Oh yeah.
We'll cut the windshield too.
We'll cut everything.
We'll just cut the car in half. All right, now those do not look like factory head bolts. Those look fancy. What are those?
Those are Speedmaster head studs, which obviously I'm not saying either because I'll be running a boost application, so I will need to get the ARP ones. But head studs are the way to go on everything. So much easier to do. Head gaskets or whatever thing, because you literally can reuse these, torque them, go.
Yeah, no, factory head bolts, I mean, of course they're weak because they like to snap right underneath the head of the bolt, and that's no bueno.
No bueno at all.
And you can't reuse those because they're torque to yield. That meaning that the bolt itself actually stretches when you torque it down, and you can't reuse that obviously because it's stretched. So you either buy new head bolts, which is kind of pointless, or you go ahead and put head studs on there. And head studs are just a threaded stud, of course, with a nut that screws down on top of them. These are 12-point nuts. Josh will get his hand out the way. 12-point nuts on a stud. That one looks a little better.
Yeah, they're raw bolts, so you can see that they don't like
moisture
at all.
Yeah.
Not a very good idea, but I didn't.
I mean, hey, they're strong. I mean, you can't see them, so a little bit of surface rust never hurt.
Not until it rusts through, but you know.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you haven't left a motor in this car longer than what, 3-4 months, 5 months maybe?
This motor's been here for 7 months now.
Oh wow, that's a new record.
Which this motor is going to stay in here, but I'm gonna pull it out, do the front timing cover gasket because I'm pretty sure that's leaking. Do the oil pan gasket just to double check myself on everything, and then once I get the LS3 heads, I'll put it back in here with tubular K-member, whole 9 yards, just so it makes it that much easier to work on, whatever, and maybe get the LS3 heads ported. I don't know. Probably just gonna port the blower instead, but I'm not too sure on that yet. Stay tuned on that one.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but I definitely advise the tubular K-member. Because I mean, that factory one is just...
It's too bulky. And
it's heavy.
Ugly.
It is ugly. The tubular K-member is the way to go.
Too
way
hard to
lighter.
clean.
Yeah. Way lighter, easier to get to things.
But now I'm just like cleaning stuff up. Just trying to like get as much as I can before
Make it look pretty so when you post it to sell,
yeah.
people don't think they're buying junk. Dirty junk.
I'll get these headers off probably sometime this week or this weekend, who knows, and then I'll probably just rip these heads off, which won't take an hour. I mean, you guys will see how easy it is to pull heads on the LS, even with the motor being up under the cowl. So
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if I've given you guys a good shot of this, but like, look at this. Look at this. Of course, the hood strut's in the way, but 2 cylinders are actually out from underneath the cowl. So yeah, kind of a pain in the butt there. But the rest of that's just tucked all nicely and cozy up underneath of there.
And then I'll also be doing the battery relocation kit because from the supercharger, I'm gonna run a heat exchanger, which is gonna run from here down to the front bumper. So I'm gonna cut the front bumper to get more airflow for that heat exchanger, and then have it run back up to it. And TFE Fabrication is going to be hooking us up for that. So
Shout out TFE Fab.
shout out TFE fam. Check them out. They do great work. Andrew is the owner of it, and
He's a
tunes his
wizard.
car. Oh, he is
Andrew's a wizard.
Andrew is a wizard, and he's the one that tunes this car. Ever since I've done the swap, he's been my go-to guy to get this thing running, going, everything. So
He's got a nice SRT8 Jeep. We might do a little snippet on that. If we ever go over there, visit him.
yeah, we need to go there soon and see him so we can get some ideas on how we need to run this, because I need to get that supercharger first before he can start doing it. So the car might go to his shop, he might come here, get measurements, whatever, but the car now is gonna be a trailer queen, but it drove in here where it sits now. I tore apart our driving car, no issues with it at all, just to go a supercharger, just to try and make some more horsepower.
Again, you did that after you did the LS1 swap.
Yeah, I did that after that, but it's never enough.
Stay hungry. So, how much power are you trying to make with this thing?
I really want 700 horsepower on E85.
Oh yeah, corn fed.
I'm going to run this kind of line, and
Of course, it's leaking.
93 all over the place, but I'm gonna have this made longer, and then just send it to the external pump. So I'm gonna have an external pump on this car, and then just have E85 compatible pump.
So we're gonna do AN fittings front to back on this thing.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
Alright guys, well that's all for this episode of Doomed Garage. If you like the video, remember to like it and subscribe. I promise they're gonna get better. We're just getting started. It's a little rough, but just hang in there, alright? Next week's gonna be a little bit different.
Next week, I'll be you guys' host, so it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna show you Zach's car, his build, his plans. We got some good stuff coming, guys. Stay tuned. You won't be sorry. Peace.
Deuces.